Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Cancer. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance from my Cancers, please. All right, Cancer, you have the Page of Cups, so someone sweet, someone who most likely has some water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. All right, they're showing up as the Ten of Swords, okay. They're viewing you as the Nine of Swords. Okay, you might meet this person at a time where you're going through some sort of stress or some sort of anxiety. And the connection, we see the Queen of Swords. So a really strong intellectual, mental connection here with this person. And we see the Knight of Wands. This person might be a little bit younger than you, Cancer. Of course, that's not going to be for all of you. And with the Knight of Wands here, we have Aries, Leo, Sag coming through. This is somebody who's passionate, somebody who's playful. This person may have a different background from you or maybe coming from overseas. I'm getting an energy of travel and adventure, somebody who likes new experiences. And with the Page of Cups here, I feel like they're really sweet. I kind of feel like there's this energy of like joy and wonder about this person. But, you know, don't get it twisted. This person has been through a lot with the Ten of Swords. This is someone who's either experienced divorce or some sort of very intense personal loss. So possibly the loss of a loved one, or they're coming out of a very difficult time. But I feel like you probably wouldn't know that by their demeanor and by the way they present themselves, because there's almost like there's an innocence about this person. But like I said, this person has been through a lot. So I feel like they're deeply layered is what I'm hearing. But I also feel with this Page of Cups, there's a sense of joy and wonder that they have about you. Like, I feel like they're going to be very tickled by you, Cancer. You know, like, I find you to be very funny, different, exciting. I just keep hearing like this, like, joy and wonder here. Okay, and we see the Nine of Swords. Look at that. You both may have had similar experiences. You may recognize that within each other. But I also feel like this person is going to be kind of low-key obsessed. Like, I can't eat, I can't sleep. I need to see Cancer again. I can't wait to see Cancer again. Oh my gosh, I need to know more about Cancer. All right, and we see the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so this person might be worried here about third-party interference here, Cancer. It feels like more so they're worried that somebody else is around you. Or they could be worried about you not liking them or you not being into them, Cancer, because they're very different from you. Possibly they're a little bit nervous to tell you everything they've been through, because it may be something that's a bit shocking. It may be something that is jarring for people. Okay, because it does feel like there's some serious trauma here with the Ten of Swords, or a traumatic event, that's something that's really marked them. But it doesn't mean that they're unhealthy. It doesn't mean that they're broken because of this. But I do think that they worry about you changing how you see them because of this. Yeah, and my Cancer is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So you may be questioning whether or not this is someone that you should really invest in. With the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, some of my Cancers as well, you may meet this person at a time that feels a little bit less than ideal in your life. So you might feel like you're not feeling your best, you're not looking your best, you're experiencing health issues, you're experiencing financial issues, some sort of instability, anxiety. Okay, but Spirit has a funny way of sending us soulmates right when we need them. And I feel like there's going to be a sense of camaraderie or recognition here about what you two have experienced or are experiencing. This person is still quite upbeat and fun to be around is what I'm getting. Like, I feel like that's their strength, you know, that's their superpower. I feel they're also going to make you laugh. Okay, they're going to make life seem a bit lighter here, Cancer. Okay. I do feel too but there could be something like some of you, this could be an online connection and they're at a distance, but like you two grow really close because you share what you're going through. That's not for all of you. This person is creative. They potentially enjoy art, working with their hands, music, putting their ideas to work for them. All right, we see that they're very giving. All right, sometimes they may be or have been an overgiver, but they put the needs of others first, especially friends, family, loved ones. All right, so they're going to be very generous. I love it when two givers come together. You know, Cancer, you're by nature very giving, loving, and nurturing yourself. So, you know, this is someone who's going to meet you there. We see Libran energy. So they're ruled by Venus. They enjoy beauty, fairness, and harmony in relationships is important to them. All right, and we also see Aries. So they could have a north node in one of these signs. Libra and Aries share the same axis. So, and that's that Knight of Wands energy. They exhibit strength, resilience. They're a risk taker. They have a carefree, youthful personality. I definitely see that, the Page of Cups and the Knight of Wands. I also love that the same axis is coming through because it's telling me here, Cancer, that this person is very balanced, you know, despite what they've been through. And I feel like you're going to actually feel quite safe with this person because of that. Because no matter what you're going through or how you're feeling, it's like this person gets it. Okay, even if they haven't experienced the exact same thing, but they get it, Cancer. And so you're going to really be able to soften into this person, into this connection. I feel they're going to be very calming for your nervous system. All right, so the Ten of Swords, we know that this person has been through some sort of traumatic event or ending here. All right, some of you, this happened in their 20s. Okay, so it could be something like a near-death experience. I'm kind of also getting this person may come from like a place of like where there was war or violence, like a different country. It's not for all of you, but for some of you, I just kind of keep getting that like refugee type energy. But it doesn't have to be the case, right? It could be that there was a nasty breakup in their 20s, or it could be that they experienced the loss of like a loved one in their 20s. And for some of you, this person is in their 20s, all right? So just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This person loves animals. Okay, nice. And they're awakened. Beautiful. So exactly what we're looking for, right? And we see hot mess. Okay, but at times they might be kind of a hot mess. I don't know why that made me laugh, but I feel like they're, I mean, they might be in certain respects, but I also think that they have so much strength, Cancer, that, you know, even if they're not perfect, maybe with their work or, you know, with scheduling and things like that, this is still somebody that you can rely on, somebody that you're going to feel safe around. All right. So, yep. Some of you, this person has come from poverty. Okay. Like I do keep getting like another country, or they just come from a background where they didn't have much. They might have grown up hungry at times, things like that. For others of you, this person may have lost everything, you know, and that could be to a natural disaster or, you know, in an investment that went wrong, a divorce, whatever it might be, but they're not there now, okay, because that card wanted to come out in reverse. Yeah, but they may not be extremely wealthy, okay, but I do get an energy of stability from this person. Okay, but they may not be exactly where they want to be financially, but they're definitely, they're climbing their way out of debt or rebuilding their life, or they've come from nothing and now they're, you know, I want to say comfortable, stable. Okay, and we see marriage. So this may be a connection here that leads to marriage. Some of you, like I said, they lost everything in a divorce or a separation. And we see concern. This is somebody who is going to worry about you, Cancer. They're also going to be worried that maybe they don't have enough to offer you. But when this card comes through as well, I often get like, this is the type of person, Cancer, that's going to, you know, make sure that you know, got home safely. They're going to make sure that you've eaten enough today. You know, they're going to kind of always want to make sure that you're comfortable and that you're safe. And I feel like my Cancers, that's your role normally. And like I said, two givers, two nurturers coming together can be a real beautiful thing. All right, so let's see what else we need to know about them. All right, so your paths will cross after you make some sort of final decision. So there might be something here that's really stressing you out, Cancer. So for example, it could be like you hate your job, or you've lost a job or something like that, but you make a decision to quit or to change jobs or careers or something. It could be a move. It could be a major haircut. You know, it really could be anything. For a lot of my Cancers, this person may already know who you are. All right, this person can speak more than one language fluently. So I was kind of picking up on them maybe coming from a different country, or maybe their parents or their grandparents do. All right, and they have 3 siblings, so they may come from a larger family. And this person may have dreams about you, but this is also my deja vu card, Cancer. So, you know, you might experience deja vu. They might, again, I'm seeing both of you having sleepless nights here about one another. But like I said, I kind of feel like my Cancers, you kind of are like, oh my gosh, why are they coming into my life right now, right? But remember that Spirit always has a plan. So they're viewing you as the 9 of Swords. They know that you're going through it, either because they've been watching you, they're a friend of yours, or you tell them. All right, the Hanged Man energy in reverse, but they also know that you're taking active steps to change your circumstances, and that's stressful. Okay, so you're not somebody who's going to stay stuck. You're not going to stay stuck in this 9 of Swords energy. Again, you're somebody who's also awakened. You're somebody who's starting to see life differently. I mean, you could be going through a major transformation or a dark night of the soul. And with the Chariot card in reverse, you know, but they may also know because of this, Cancer, you're not completely emotionally available at this time. They might also be a little bit worried about distance. Chariot card in reverse. They may be worried that you don't want to move forward, or that you don't want to give to this connection because of what you're going through, or because you're not sure. Maybe there's something about their situation that makes you anxious. This is somebody who's very emotionally intelligent and intuitive. But my Cancers, 4 of Pentacles in reverse, you're not going to want to hold back for long. And even if you're a little bit unsure at first, or about the timing or the circumstances around this connection, the 4 of Pentacles in reverse tells me that you're going to want to not hold back and see where this goes, because you do feel like there's compatibility, and you're 2 people here that really do want the same things. All right, and again, I think what's priceless here, Cancer, is that you do feel really safe with this person. I actually feel like they know a lot about you, or you'll be like, I can't believe I sat there and talked to this person about things I don't talk to with anybody for like 3 or 4 hours, or maybe you have like an exceptionally long first date or something. Okay. So what they really like about you, Cancer, is they see you as the Virgin archetype, so maintaining symbolic purity of heart and spirit. So you're good, you're pure. And we see child magical, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. Okay, so yeah, so they see there's magic around you, and they also see you with the Hanged Man in reverse, despite what you're going through, or despite what you've been through, because some of my Cancers, you're in a grounded, beautiful place, but like, you know, but that you see like there's potential even if there are obstacles here. All right, and at the bottom of the deck, we see Mediator. They love that you're balanced. You have a gift for negotiating fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, and you have a respect for both sides of an argument. Okay, beautiful. So that you're balanced, the way that you carry yourself. All right, the Queen of Swords tells me there's going to be a really strong intellectual connection, and some of you, this might be a connection that develops mostly online, or that's where you 2 kind of get close through text messages and through, you know, chatting and stuff online. This is going to be a very, there's trust here is what I'm getting with the Queen of Swords. I mean, this is, you know, saying it's in alignment. There's a strong intellectual, emotional connection, and there's trust. Spirit saying that this connection forms through navigating a challenge together. Alignment strengthens through cooperation. We did see both of you in the 9 of Swords, so maybe you're in a stressful situation together through work or through what's going on in your part of the world, in your community. All right, so I do like this. So you are on the same path, it seems like. All right, and choosing growth over comfort. This connection asks you to evolve beyond familiar patterns, and I actually feel like it asks you to be more vulnerable than some of my Cancers are used to being. All right, it's really a deep reading, and this connection tests your boundaries and priorities, reminding you that self-respect is part of love. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so to challenge you to choose yourself and to not get lost in this. And I feel this person supports that, Cancer. But, you know, especially I've got two givers coming together. I feel like this person is going to help you recognize that, like, you don't have to overgive to earn basic care, right? And love, like you're lovable just the way you are, all right? And healing through honesty. So this connection brings truth where avoidance once lived. Healing begins with openness. I told you you're going to be able to, and I feel you're going to be extremely vulnerable with this person, Cancer. I mean, almost, you know, in a raw way. And I feel like that's what really makes this connection very different. Deep. It's definitely deep. All right, so let's see. I kind of got Scorpio vibes there for a second. But we have strong Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. We have strong Pisces. We have strong Cancer. We have strong Aries, Libra, Sag, Leo. All right, let's see what else we need to know here. This might be a dream come true here, Cancer. Have faith. Your rainbow will come smiling through. All right, you and this person are a perfect match. I do see you mirroring each other in a lot of ways. So you complete each other in the most harmonious way. All right, we see magnetism. So there's no way you're going to miss this, Cancer. There's a gravitational pull towards each other. There's already a cord between the two of you. And we see proposal. So your romance is going to evolve and level up. And I do feel like this person is going to pursue you, Cancer. Okay, but this is definitely a connection that's not going to be a fling. It's not going to be ephemeral. It's too deep for that. Okay, there's definitely an intensity here. All right, any important dates or times for my Cancers, please? Any important dates or times for my Cancers, please? In the distant future, so it might not be, you know, this week, and we see November, so it could be between now and November. Remember, I was getting Scorpio energy, so they could be a November Scorpio, they could be a November Sag, it could be in November something powerful happened in your life, or in your life, maybe you met them back in November. So just really trust your intuition here, my lovely Cancers. Sending you love and light. Take care.